Hey, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making hollandaise sauce. That classic, wonderful, creamy, oh so delicious sauce that goes so well on asparagus, smoked salmon, crab, and oh, lobster. Wow. Yeah, and you know, Eggs Benedict wouldn't be Eggs Benedict without hollandaise sauce. Now I know a lot of people are under the misconception that this sauce has to be difficult to make, but you know, if you're going to do it the old-fashioned way with the double boiler and the whisk and all that, yeah, it can be difficult and time-consuming. And on the other hand, we've got a lot of videos here on YouTube that show how to do it with a blender. But at the end, you've got all that mess to clean up, and you know, I hate cleanup. What are you going to do? You're going to come up with a better way, that's what. I've come up with a method for making hollandaise sauce that's fast, easy, and damn near foolproof. What are you going to need? Well, glad you asked. You're going to need a fork, a small pot, about a half a stick of butter, about 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, fresh lemon juice, 1 jumbo egg yolk, a pinch of salt, and a little of hot pepper. You're also going to need about 1.5 tablespoons or so of water in the bottom of your pot, just enough to cover the bottom of the pot for when we melt the butter, and I'll show you that when we get over to the stove. So, foolproof hollandaise. Impossible? Don't bet on it. Not only is it possible, it's a fact. And you know, today I'm going to show you how to do it, so that soon you can be the star in your kitchen. So come on over here, let's get started. Okay, so here we are at the stove, and I've got my water boiling in the pot. And the reason we have the water in there is so that we can run the stove on a nice high heat to melt the butter and not worry about burning the butter, because the water boils at about 212 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is far less than the burning point of the butter. Oops, there you go. And so, as long as there's a little bit of water in the pot, no worries about burning the butter. You can see it's all bubbling up here, but that's just the water boiling under the butter. And so, it's just a handy little technique if you ever need to melt butter fast. Well, just use a little bit of water in the pan, and you don't worry about burning the butter. And I'm not going to clarify this butter. I prefer unclarified butter. It has a lot more flavor, and I really like that. And there we go. My butter is fully melted. So I'm going to pull the heat all the way back. And you want to make sure you don't overheat the butter also in the process. Hollandaise gets thick very fast when you have a lot of heat in there. I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, fresh lemon juice, pinch of salt, and I'm just going to taste this to make sure it's got the lemony goodness that I'm looking for. Oh yeah, that's nice. And add a little of habanero powder. That's the stuff that I use. Kind of difficult to find this in the States, so you know, use whatever you can. Cayenne pepper, white pepper, black pepper, whatever you prefer. And just going to leave that off the stove for a few seconds here. Let it cool down just slightly. And here's the thing that differs in my method from everybody else's method. I'm the only one who does it this way. Most people will whisk the egg yolk along with the lemon and the salt and the pepper and whatever And then they will slowly add the butter to the egg. You know, whether they're using a blender or the traditional method. I don't do that. What I do is I mix everything in the pot, take the egg yolk, drop it into the pot, and whisk. It doesn't get any easier than this, really. This is pretty simple. And see, it's got that bright yellow raw egg color to it, and that's going to get more and more pale as we go. And you can see that the mixture is holding the bottom of the pot, and that's a good sign. It means that we're not overheating it. As you heat it more and more, and it gets thicker and thicker, and I'll try and get it up to there, you'll notice that it starts to release from the pan, and that's a danger sign that it's going to break. And look at this. Look at where we're at so far, just right now. Okay. Well, how long did that take? That's pretty nice, just like it is. Could be a little thicker, though. Let's just bring it over the heat and give it just a little extra heat in there, and whisk it some more. And I'll see if I can get this close to the breaking point so that you can see what's going to happen. Add a bunch more heat to it. There we go. Okay, pull that heat back again. And when it gets close to the breaking point, you can see now it's starting to release from the bottom of the pan easier. And the hotter it gets and the closer to breaking it gets, you'll notice that the butter starts to separate out from the hollandaise, and you see it's releasing from the pan now. And you can see it's just starting to separate out the butter from the sauce. And I'm going to turn the heat off because I don't want to break this. And of course now you see this has gotten really exceptionally thick. And let's see, if that's what you're looking for, look at that. It's like a pudding. That thickness. But that's a bit too thick for me. So what I'm going to do, and you do this also if you break your hollandaise, what you do is you add just a little bit of water. You start with about a teaspoon of water and whisk it some more. And I got the heat turned off now, and you notice that the hollandaise once again is starting to hold on to the pan better. And it has thinned out a little bit. And pouring a lot better. Add maybe another half a teaspoon or so of water. And doing it this way, you can adjust the thickness of the hollandaise any way you like. So, there you go. Look at that. Is that beautiful or what, huh? That's a beautiful hollandaise. And of course, when it cools, it will thicken a little bit again. But, wow. Well, it doesn't get any simpler than that, huh? Who needs blenders and all the rest of this garbage? Oh, God, man. You just, the right technique, and it's simple. There you go. Hollandaise on the stove. Oh, man. So there you go. Hollandaise sauce. Quick, easy, excuse me, damn near foolproof. I told you it was going to be easy, didn't I? And cleanup? Yeah. There's your cleanup. Oh, look at that. I left some in the pan. Yum. And so I guess there's a couple of things I wanted to cover with you just before I let you go. One, remember I'm using jumbo eggs, so if you're using extra large or medium eggs, you may need to use 2 egg yolks per half stick of butter instead of 1. I'll leave that up to you to discover. If you overheat your hollandaise, it will break. But it gives you plenty of warning before it breaks, as you can see. So you got plenty of time to cool it back down again. Just take it off the fire, let it rest a little bit, keep whisking it, or keep a small bowl or a bowl of cold water on the side, so if it does get a bit too hot, you just take it and put that pan into the cold water so it cools the sides and the bottom of the pan, and that will in turn cool your hollandaise so you save it from breaking. But worst comes to worst, if it does break, there's no need to throw it away. All you need to do is add a little bit of water to the sauce, about a half a teaspoon at a time, whisking it as you go, and it will reform the emulsion. It'll go from looking like a big mess back to looking like the velvety sauce that you want it to be. At the very worst, it might get a little runny and you'll have to add an extra egg yolk to it. But no problems there. So, I guess that's it. I'm going to get out of here, and if I can stop eating this long enough, I'm going to make up a little treat for Yoko and myself. And I took a little bit of the hollandaise, put it on the side, because I'm going to crush up some garlic and make a garlic hollandaise for snooty garlic bread. Don't laugh. If you haven't tried it, you don't know what you're missing. Raw garlic in hollandaise as a garlic bread spread is fantastic. You just toast up your bread, you smear this stuff on, and oh boy, it is just amazing, the flavor. Of course, if you prefer the flavor of roasted garlic instead of raw garlic, well, then just roast up some garlic and smash that up and add it to your hollandaise. And you can have a roasted garlic paste to add to, well, not just bread, but anything you want to put it on. It's really, you know, a very versatile kind of a sauce. So I guess that's it. I'm going to get busy here and clean up a little bit, the little bit of cleanup that I have to do, and make up my treats. And till I see you next time, enjoy your hollandaise and enjoy your life.